Hello, welcome back to the Mega Mirror Live. Tonight we are featuring a great creator with an interesting channel. While the majority of the content is live stream gameplay, this lady is also the host of Movie Night, as well as being a panelist on the EiE Network's Uncalled For. An accomplished photographer and all-around wonderful personality, I am thrilled to have SciStrikeling on the show tonight. So if you've wanted to know more about Sci and the great stuff she does, then you've come to the right place. So grab your drinks, get ready, and have a seat. The projector is ready to roll when we come back.
All right, try Krabby. Bingo.
Got it.
I think we've got audio. Apologies,
Got
guys.
audio?
For that. We've got some
It's
audio
got a
coming
13-second delay, so.
Ah.
Right. Yeah, we got bounce on audio.
Awesome. So we're coming through. And can we get some thumbs up in the side chat if we're coming through okay?
There we go. Yep.
There we go. Yep.
Awesome. And so
Thanks, everybody.
now we are back. And for those of you just joining us or patiently waiting for us, we have with us a lovely lady, a great panelist and host of Movie Night, SciStrikeling. I'm thrilled to have her on the show today, so let's bring her on. Hello, Sci, and welcome to the show.
Well, hello, and I am so excited to be here today. I was looking forward to this all week, and I'm excited to see what you got planned for us.
Well, we're going to try and have some fun. Sorry for keeping you waiting, but technical issues always seem to crop in, eh?
They always do.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's okay. We're Shills. We handled it. So before we begin, let's just see who we've got with us on the team. First of all, handling the side chat and taking questions from the audience, we have the lovely Aimee Hogan. Hello, Aimee.
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
We are good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. It's Friday. It's a good day. It's Mega Mirror Day. Woohoo!
Woohoo, that's right. Woohoo, absolutely.
Yes.
So, would you like to explain to the audience how we are going to handle the questions?
Yes, please. If everybody could, if you have any questions or comments for SciStrikeling, please direct them to the EiE Network, and I will make sure that they get read out on the air. Any questions or any comments? Thank you very much, and we're so glad that you're all here.
Awesome. Thank you, Aimee. And of course, keeping us or getting us live and keeping us there. Manning the controls today, we have Colon. How are you doing, Colon?
Stressing myself out even more than last night. No, it's all good fun. It's all good. It's all good to try and get this going. Apologies for the sound at the start. One thing we hadn't checked out everything we had going for today. So good luck with everything else, and fingers crossed. What makes too much more of a hash of it.
Awesome. Well, we should have a good show. So why don't we get started? And as usual, my first opening question is always, what prompted you to start your own channel, Sci?
So for me, it was after SciStrike had passed, after my dad had passed. He had always kind of wanted me to get into the shows with him and stuff. And when I was thinking about taking on the role of host for movie night, I decided that, I also wanted to share my love of gaming and, that sort of thing with everybody. So I kind of started my channel with that, started mostly with gaming. I had some really old videos on my channel already, so I kind of just used that. And then it just kind of evolved from there.
Yeah, you've got quite an eclectic collection of content on your channel.
I do. I call it quite a bit of a variety channel. It's quite varied for sure.
Yeah, there's a little something for everyone, I guess, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I try to make playlists so that people can, view videos that they are more, prone to want to watch. But you can also just click through and view them all as well.
So with that, what's been the biggest challenge since you took over your dad's channel?
The biggest issue rather, or challenge has just been finding my own style. Movie night has a rhythm and has a way that people like to see it run. And, while I'll obviously never be SciStrike, there's, I try to run it the way that people are used to and the way that the audience wants to see it. So in doing so, it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of find my own style for my own personal channel, to kind of differentiate from SciStrike and movie night.
Yeah. And do you prefer doing the live stream gaming content to the other stuff, or?
Not really. I kind of like everything. It just depends on the mood I'm in, really. Sometimes I like to live stream. Sometimes I like to do video editing. It's a lot of fun for me. So I like to make videos as well.
What software do you use to edit your video?
I use the full Adobe suite. So I use After Effects. I use Premiere. For my photography, I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So it just made sense for me to use the entire Adobe suite.
Yeah, because they're all quite well integrated into each other. They're designed to do that. So
absolutely.
I personally I do use Adobe for my graphics and stuff. I use Photoshop as well, Illustrator. I use Audition for my audio, but for video, I've moved to HitFilm. I really like HitFilm. Yeah, it's an awesome
I've never tried it, but I've heard good things about it for sure.
Oh, it's awesome. It's got a little bit of a learning curve to it, but once you get a handle of it, you can do some amazing stuff with it.
Awesome.
Really
I'll definitely have to take a look.
And by the way, I hope you don't mind, but everyone in the audience, today is a special day for SciStrikeling, and I thought I'd mark the occasion with this. That's right, folks. It's SciStrikeling's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was lovely.
Happy birthday, Si. Happy birthday, Si.
Absolutely. I hope you're enjoying your day. It's around about lunchtime there, isn't it?
It is. It's just noon today. Yep.
Awesome.
So
Well, I
far,
hope you
so
have
good. So far, so good. I went and had lunch earlier with Sean on his lunch break at work, and we'll be going to my mom's house later this evening for dinner. So that'll be nice.
Awesome. That's great. That's awesome. Well, I thought maybe we take this time to check in with Aimee and see if there's anything from the side chat before we go on to the first video. Aimee?
Yes, please. We've got some all excited, happy birthday. I'm just so excited for you. Chismondo wishes you a happy birthday. The Mighty Quinn does. And Tina Jones wishes you a happy birthday. Carl Edwards says 1 year younger.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And then he sends a bunch of cake.
Ooh, yummy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
We hope you have a wonderful day. So let's
Dude,
get cracking
happy
on.
birthday.
Yeah, let's
Awesome.
get cracking on and take down the first video, which I think everyone will enjoy. I certainly did. It's Cute Pet of the Week. It's the episode for week 3, Snow and BM Furball. So, Colin, can you run that?
Well, howdy y'all, I'm SciStrikeling and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to do another episode of Cute Pet of the Week. So this week's Cute Pet of the Week is going to be a dog by the name of Snow. Snow is owned by BM Furball, who is an awesome content creator here on YouTube, so please do me a favor and check him out. His link is going to be up in the upper left hand corner there, so please, again, check out his channel and like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about Snow, get to know how BM Furball acquired Snow, and check out some cute and adorable pictures and videos of Snow. Thanks everybody for coming, I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Also, please subscribe if you feel so inclined, and leave some comments down below. I really appreciate those as they help me grow and build my channel. Thanks everybody for coming. I hope you all have a great day. Now let's take a look at Snow.
That was great. Those videos are really cute, you know. How'd you come up with the idea for doing a series like that?
It just kind of was something that I was like, you know what? I want to feature like my own pets. I think my very first video was about one of my animals. Um, and it seemed like a good way to get the audience involved as well, and to be able to include them and just to feature them. They're even getting their channels out there, but also just to kind of show off their pets.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a lot of response from people?
Pretty decent amount. Yeah. Some people more so than others. I think there'll be some not duplicate videos, but some people with multiple pet videos.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure.
I got you. How
Yep.
many pets do you have? You have a cat and a bird and a dog, right?
I have a couple pets. I have 4 cats. I have the
Oof.
dog, and then we have 2 birds.
Okay. Well, the dog and the birds I can deal with, but cats I'm deathly allergic. Deathly allergic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the long hair
Unreal.
cat. That would be a no
Oh,
no.
that they just kill me. Oh, it's
Yep.
unbelievable. I mean, they're adorable animals, but I just can't be anywhere near them.
Yeah,
I just can't.
absolutely.
I try, but so how many of these are there so far on your channel?
I believe I'm up to 4, if I count correctly. I think the last one I did was for Stephen Bauman with his cat Blackie.
Awesome,
Or no,
awesome.
Ezra, excuse me. Ezra, I did.
Oh, so I guess we'll be seeing more in the future then.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, if anybody, does want to have their pet featured, just, contact me and I'll definitely make that happen. These videos don't take too long to make. And they're a lot
Mhm.
of fun. It's all stuff in, Premiere. So
Yeah,
it's super easy.
absolutely. So there you have it, folks. If you're a pet lover, head over to SciStriking's channel. Give her a sub, give her a like, and get a load of some really cool pets on video. I think you'll enjoy it. So, Amy, do we have anything from the side chat?
Yeah, sorry about that mute button. We do have a couple more birthday wishes from Krister Music Channel and from Roger Rabbit. So happy birthday.
Awesome. Thank you both
Awesome.
so much.
You're
Awesome.
welcome.
Cool. Now, anything else?
uh, so far, so good.
Okay. Well, then I got a question for you, Amy. Do you have any
Okay.
pets?
I don't. We can't have pets at the place we're at right now. But we're hoping, we're hoping that maybe if we can move in the future, we might get a cat or something from that. Something
Oh,
that's
cool.
something that's a little bit more quiet. He doesn't handle puppies very well, so he
Yeah.
likes them
Oh,
but can't handle them. So
They're a lot
for a
of work
second,
for
I said,
anybody.
exactly.
for a second, I thought you were going to say you had a pet booger.
I have a pet critter in the other room who's going to school, but
Well, there you go. And you get sheeped every day too, don't you?
yes, I do, including this morning.
Cool. Colin, you've got a couple of pets, don't you?
We've got a dog at the moment. He's 14 years old, a Lhasa Apso. So yet again, a Far Eastern dog, but he's cute as
Mhm.
anything. Apart from the fact he's getting old, he's 14, which is about two. It's getting close to the end, unfortunately, and we're going to miss him when he goes. But yeah, he was really cute as a pup. You could fit him in your hand. He was just literally adorable, and he turned into still an adorable pup now because when you give him a cut down, he's still a puppy. He's hilarious. It's just he acts like a little pup.
Cool, cool. So, side chat. 1 if you prefer cats and 2 if you prefer dogs. Let's see what the consensus is.
Or
I feel
going
like
with
that's a
that,
hot debate.
going with that side, you've got a cat, haven't you?
Yeah, yep. I've got 4 of them. I got the one-eyed cat, and then I've got the 3 others that were all part of the same litter.
I'm a dog person myself. I love dogs. I can't have one in this apartment. There's nobody
Yeah,
home most of the day, so it's really hard to maintain it.
Yeah, I was going to
it
say
is.
You had a little bit of an incident with the one-eyed cat and somebody calling you out about him, didn't you?
Yes, my he called him my disabled cat. That was quite a fella that I discussed about that.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm sure you
Yeah.
straightened that out.
Oh yes.
Good job. Good job. So, when you're not doing stuff for YouTube, what is something that SciStrikeling likes doing?
That's tough. I mean, one of my favorite hobbies has always been video games. So incorporating that into YouTube has been a pretty smooth transition.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, I like to do photography. I like to go out and just do some photography, sometimes mostly macro, which is like super close up of things. It kind of gives you
Mm-hmm.
a different view on the world than you would normally see. And
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I'm pretty much an introvert, so I like to stay home a lot.
Oh, you're
um,
like me. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather I'd rather stay in or just go out doing some photography or something like that by myself than go to like a crowded place or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that video that you did with Sean, where you did some of the oh God, what do they call them now? The
Was that the
the
boats one?
yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah, when
Uh,
we went to the where did we go? I don't even remember what it was called, but we went and did we were trying to do some surveying and watching the boats go over the horizon and that sort of thing.
mhm, mhm,
But the weather did not cooperate that day. There was such heavy fog. I mean, you couldn't see the boats not even close to the horizon.
mhm. You still managed to get some really nice footage, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. The seagulls kept trying to dive bomb my drone, so I was lucky not to lose that. I would have been
Yeah,
very upset if I lost that drone.
that's something I've actually been interested in is how hard is it to get a license for a drone? And what do you have to go through for that?
So it is pretty difficult. I actually, Sean and I both don't have our Part 107 license, which is like an actual license for drones. We're both
Mhm,
considered hobbyists because we don't have a license.
mhm,
With that, unfortunately, that means you can't monetize any drone video, unfortunately.
mhm,
But to get the Part 107 license, it is pretty difficult. There's a very large test that you have to take in order to get that license, and it's I've looked into it and I've done some studying on it because that is something I want to do eventually. But it's a lot of it's almost like an airplane pilot license where you have to be able
mhm.
to read the maps correctly and all that, and it's a lot of work. It's definitely not
Yeah.
easy.
So it's all run through the FCC then, or
It
the
is.
FAA. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the FAA, yep.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Well, I hope you manage to finally get that. I think you'll come up with some really good videos once you do. I'm looking forward to
Absolutely.
that. Absolutely. Okay. Well, speaking of photography, why don't we move on to our next video? This is actually one of my personal favorites because I have 10 thumbs when it comes to cameras, photography. Um, I wish I could take photography, like nice still shots, good video, but I just don't have the talent. It really is something you have to be talented in. And this video series is your photography tutorial series. And
Mhm.
the few that you've made, I watched them and I actually learned a lot about how to choose a camera and what to look out for. So I thought I'd share that with the audience today. So this video is tutorial number 2. It's on DSLR and mirrorless cameras. So let's have a look and then we'll chat about it. Colin?
Hey everybody, SciStrikeling here, and welcome to my first photography tutorial video. We're going to start out with some basic subjects in this first video, and move on through different, more complex subjects later on. Photography is a passion of mine, and I want to empower people to make the right choice for them when it comes to choosing a camera to fit their needs. From cell phones to professional style cameras to action cams, people are taking pictures of everything and everyone. A lot of people are intimidated by the choices available and aren't sure what they're even paying for. Today I want to talk to you about a very basic subject, yet one that's very important when looking to get into your first camera. Which camera should you choose? A point-and-shoot camera or an interchangeable lens camera? Why not just use your cell phone? Today we'll discuss these things. First, let me start off by explaining what these types of cameras are. A point-and-shoot camera is a camera with a fixed lens, meaning it can't be taken off the camera or switched out with a different one. An interchangeable lens camera is the opposite. It's a camera that you can remove the lens from and change it out with others to suit your needs. Most of the time, interchangeable lens cameras are sold with a lens, but you can also buy most of them as body only, meaning just the camera, no lens included. This is a good option if you already have lenses to fit the camera, but you're upgrading the body itself. Under the umbrella of interchangeable lens cameras, there are two types of digital interchangeable lens cameras, and these are DSLR, or digital single lens reflex cameras, and mirrorless cameras. We'll get into the specifics of both types in a future video. Some common point-and-shoot cameras you'll see are the ones like the Canon SX540, the Sony RX100 Mark VII, and the Nikon P900. Point-and-shoot cameras will range in price anywhere from approximately $100 US all the way up to $1,000 plus US. So why are you paying so much for some and so little for others? We'll discuss that in just a moment here, but first, what are some popular interchangeable lens cameras? Some of the most popular interchangeable lens cameras are ones such as the Nikon D3200, the Canon Rebel T7, and the Sony A6100. Some of the higher-end interchangeable lens cameras are ones such as the Nikon Z7, the Canon 5D Mark IV, and the Sony A9. These will all range in price from approximately $400 US upwards of $3,500 plus US. While there is an overlap in price between point-and-shoot cameras and interchangeable lens cameras, there's some overlaps in some of the specifications of them as well. Let's take a look at some of the pros and cons for both point-and-shoot cameras and interchangeable lens cameras. First up, we have the pros and cons of point-and-shoot cameras. These cameras are smaller, more lightweight, more portable, and generally easier to use than interchangeable lens cameras. On the other hand, they are somewhat limited on what they can do. Most only have an LCD screen to see what your camera sees versus having a viewfinder eyepiece at the top of the camera. They tend to have smaller sensors, and their quality is not usually as good. There are some exceptions to both lists here, but these pros and cons hold true for most point-and-shoot cameras. We also have the pros and cons of interchangeable lens cameras. For most of these cameras, they have a larger sensor, more selections, and flexibility when it comes to camera bodies and lens combinations, and will also have an actual viewfinder in addition to the LCD screen. This is going to be great for when it's too bright outside or you get a really bad glare on the screen and you still need to be able to see what you're doing. Some of the cons are that they're generally larger and heavier than point-and-shoot cameras. Most are much more expensive, and they have a larger learning curve when it comes to different settings and features and how to get the shot you're looking for. As with point-and-shoot cameras, there are some exceptions to these lists, but these things are true for most interchangeable lens cameras. So now,
Awesome
So-
video. Pardon me, Colin?
No, I was just saying that I've never actually thought about cameras that detailed before, and
Yeah. Same here. I mean, like I said, I've got 10 thumbs, but I really learned a lot from watching this particular video. And I just wanted to ask you, Sai, when did you first get into photography and how?
It's been quite a while. I mean, I was my first digital camera that I got that was really like my own digital camera was I believe it was my high school graduation. That was way back in 2006. So you figure about 14 years or so. And it was just a point and shoot camera. And at the time, of course, smartphone cameras weren't anything like they are now. So getting a point and shoot digital camera back then was a big deal. Um, and it just kind of evolved from there. When I started taking pictures with that, I got more and more into it. I realized the different potential of what I could do, and it's just grown since then.
Well, you obviously have a talent for it. You're quite knowledgeable. Do you work with cameras in your job?
I did for a while. So I work at an electronics retail store, and about August of last year, I took a position as the Nikon expert in my store. So I sell cameras, and specifically, I sell Nikon, but I can sell other brands as well, based on what fits the customer's needs the best. But it was just they call it the Nikon expert because Nikon pays for my labor essentially, and I have a scorecard of goals to hit each month for Nikon. Since the pandemic happened, everything's changed quite a bit significantly, and I actually just took a step in a different direction with the company, back to an operations side of things. So I'm no longer the Nikon expert, and I'm actually pretty upset because while you're in that position, they give you a camera to use, and they gave me the Nikon Z6, which is one of their newer mirrorless cameras. It's pretty much one of the top of the line cameras. It's like a $2,500 setup. And so now I have to give that back now that I've come out of the position, and I'm very upset about that.
Yeah, I would be too. I would be too. So, guys, if anyone in the side chat, if you're really interested in photography and you'd like to learn a little something, head over to Sai's channel. She's got a couple of videos on photography tutorials. Really interesting, and for a dummy like me in the field of photography, I learned a lot. So, yeah, I think you're gonna really enjoy those videos. So get over there and check them out.
Yeah,
I
the
got a
next one
question
is
for you.
go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
the next one is going to be more about the settings of the cameras so that people can try different things, get off of the automatic setting and try different kind of things. So
Hmm.
it'll be on shutter speed and aperture and how the two go together and how you can, combine the two options to kind
Yeah,
of make your picture perfect.
yeah. The two things that confuse me, that baffle me, is ISO and f-stop. I just
Yep.
derp. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I did have a question for you because I am considering investing in a good camera because I would like to start doing some decent video for my channel. And I saw two that I really like, but I don't know which way to go. One of them was the Canon EOS 800, which is set up
Mhm.
already for 1080p live streaming, and then there was the Panasonic D7, I think it's called, but it was used.
Yeah, they're both really good cameras. It depends when you really look into what you're going to be doing more video or more photography. That's
Mhm.
kind of where the choices come from. The
Yeah,
um, the Canon is a great camera and it's really popular. I always kind of recommend that, especially if you're going to be doing video. It's the better option of the two. It has better stabilization and just all around a better sensor.
yeah, and it's already built in 1080p streaming, so I just need to plug and play, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I thought, but I really wasn't sure. I thought I got you here. I might as well ask.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Anytime.
absolutely. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer doing video or still photography?
I prefer doing still photography. I don't like so when I do video, I'm always afraid I'm going to miss the opportunity to take a picture. And I feel
Hmm.
like pictures last longer than videos. Like people will go back and look at pictures, or they'll post a picture on social media or use it as a profile picture, something like that. I feel like
Hmm.
video is good for online stuff, but then it kind of goes
Hmm.
away. It's not often that people will go back to a video to watch as opposed to a
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. I think I'd probably be doing more video,
Mhm.
and I'd like to start doing some live streaming. So that's why I was looking at those two cameras. So,
Absolutely.
uh,
I want to get they just came out with a new GoPro 9, the Hero 9, and I'm actually
mhm,
I'm looking forward to getting that eventually because not only does it have a webcam mode built in, it's
mhm.
actually a really good video camera as well. It shoots in 5K, so if you needed to zoom in on it, you definitely could without losing resolution.
Wow.
And I feel like that I would use more because I can wear it. I could put a head
Hmm.
strap on, or I could put a chest strap on, or I can hook it to my backpack while I'm hiking.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can
Strap-
do both a little bit better.
Yeah, strap it to the handlebars of your bicycle.
Yeah, exactly.
It really are. They really are versatile cameras, but they're a little bit on the pricey side, I find.
They are. The newest one, it runs about 450 US dollars. I'm not sure what that equates to everywhere else, but it
Yeah,
is
it's
a
about
little bit on the pricey side.
But they're very rugged, from what I understand. They can take a beating.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, it's definitely good. I want to get the dog harness for it as well and strap it to my dog and see
Oh,
what kind of
that
video
should be
I get
cool.
from that as well.
That, that'd be awesome. That's a video I wouldn't mind looking at for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Chasing the ball or whatever.
So, anybody in the side chat, we got an expert here. If you got camera questions or video questions, let's get them in here and see what Sci's got to say. Amy, do we have
Awesome.
anything already, or?
We actually do have one. We have the Mighty Quinn said that Canon and Nikon are his go-tos. He likes those.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're definitely the most popular. A lot of people think Nikon or Canon mostly because it's just a widely known brand. And I'm a a Nikon person rather, excuse me. But actually for people that are just starting out in photography, I almost always recommend them starting out with a Sony, which a lot of people wouldn't think of for cameras, but Sony's only ever done mirrorless. They've never done DSLRs. And mirrorless is really the newer technology where things are going. The benefit of that is that when you go with Sony, all the lenses are just made to work with all the cameras, essentially. There's a few, minor things here and there, but you don't need any adapters. Whereas with Nikon and Canon, if you have DSLR lenses and you switch to a mirrorless camera, you now either need new lenses or you need to use an adapter. And the same way where the mirrorless lenses don't work with the DSLR cameras. So unless you already have equipment at home that you want to continue to use and you're just starting out in photography, I usually recommend Sony for a lot of people.
The A7, I think, is the most popular one right now.
It is, yep.
Yeah. Nice little camera, it really is, but a little bit out of my price range, unfortunately.
Yes, they are not cheap, that is for sure.
But then, if you want to get a good camera, it is an investment. You're gonna notice it if you cheap out.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people think that they need to get the best camera out there, the actual camera body, and that's not always necessarily true. I used a Nikon D3200, which is like an entry level DSLR, for many, many years. If you upgrade the lenses with that camera, you're going to get much better quality than if you just upgraded the body and used the same lenses. So it really is, you can get amazing quality out of entry level cameras if you upgrade the lenses.
And it's also a lot to do with the eye of the photographer and their technique.
Absolutely.
Seen some beautiful photography, and I wish that I could accomplish that, but I just haven't got it in me.
There's a lot to it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Colin, what do you think? What's your favorite camera?
I'm not really a photography guy, but point and shoot. I'm a bit more like the iPhones and all that kind of stuff. As long as it's got a decent quality, that's kind of all I really look for. So
Yeah.
I'm not really a camera guy as such, but my daughter is. She's a graphic designer, so she had to do it at college and university. So she's got a Canon D500 or something like that. It's one of those ones. So it's about 10 years old now, but it's still pretty good for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things when you mentioned that, Colin, about using your cell phone, it's one of those things that always bothers me when customers come in. So they come in and they want a good camera, but they only want to spend about $300 or $400. And usually I'll ask them, well, what are you using currently to take pictures? And most of the time people are using their smartphone. And the thing with that is people don't realize a lot of the times that their smartphones are usually cost upward of 900 or 1,000 US dollars. They usually, most people pay them off over a month, they lease them or whatever. And it's really hard to beat the quality of a smartphone with a point and shoot camera that's only going to be about $300 or $400. With that, you're really better off just continuing to use your smartphone.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I cover in my videos about why you would want to choose a point and shoot versus using your phone or anything like that. But it's definitely difficult to kind of get people to realize that most of the time what they're already using in their smartphone is going to be better than some of the really cheap cameras.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at the quality of pictures I get from my Samsung A10.
Yeah,
It's quite impressive, and they're
absolutely.
clear. But I often wonder how much of that is synthetically enhanced by the phone.
Yeah, I think some of it is definitely enhanced by the phone, but some of the newer phones, even like the iPhone 11 Pro or the Google Pixel 4, stuff like that, or the S20 Samsung, those have just really good lenses and sensors in them to begin with.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm an
well,
11 Pro, man.
yeah.
No.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit if we can.
Jeff, there is
Yes.
there was something with the last video. Si was saying to me in side chat that we could run the other ones, and it's set up if you want to try with that one as well.
Yeah, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. This is, after
Okay.
all, Si's show, so we're here to make her look good. So, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But before we do that,
Okay.
I just want to shift gears a little bit. Of course, everybody is very well aware of your position as the new host of the movie night.
Mhm.
And with that in mind, of all the stupid that gets bashed in our community, which claim or conspiracy gets to you the most? Like really gets under your skin?
That's a tough one. There's so many. I actually really have a problem with uh, anti-vaxxers and medical, anti-medical people or whatever you want to call them, anti-maskers,
Mhm.
all of that sort of thing. People that claim that medical diseases or complications or issues or anything like that either don't exist or aren't real, or that science isn't good for any of those as well. That sort of thing bothers me the most.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people would agree with you. The anti-vaxxers and the anti-maskers, boy, they'd get to me. But also,
Definitely.
I also hate people who deny the space program.
Hmm.
That just drives me insane.
Absolutely. That's definitely
Absolutely.
another one that's top of my list.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, so which video was it that you had chosen?
It was just the second photography tutorial. We had
Okay.
rolled the first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem. We'll continue.
I can jump through
Yeah,
the intro bits as well, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
that'll
All
be
right.
cool. Okay, so instead of our scheduled video, we're going to continue with part 2 of the photography tutorial. So load it up and roll it, Colin. Got it going there, Colin?
Yep, there we go. Think. Should be coming through. Why is it not coming through? Why is it not coming through on audio? Oh, damn.
Ooh,
We will.
the tech monster is really attacking us tonight.
Yeah. It likes to
It
rear its
hates
ugly
me.
head.
It hates me. Right, give me 1 second, guys. I will have it with you very shortly. I'll just pause that.
So how's it been since you took over the movie night?
It's been going pretty well, really. The panel has been awesome. I have a really good panel of people that have helped me get through it all and really figure it out. Technology wise, there was a lot of learning curves with OBS and just running things in general. But I've learned a lot, and I'm really happy about it. It's definitely helped me grow my own channel, even.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking good. I mean, it's almost like watching the old SciStrike movie.
It is.
Oh,
It's
so
it's as
I think
close
you're doing a
about as
great
close
job.
as it can get.
Yeah, I think you're doing a fantastic job with it.
Awesome.
Fantastic
I
job.
appreciate that.
Let's try roll.
Okay, let's try it. Nice shot.
Well, howdy y'all, I'm SciStrikeling and it's great to be back for another photography tutorial video. In our last video, we covered a very basic but very important subject, which type of camera to choose, a point-and-shoot camera or an interchangeable lens camera. Today we're going to talk about another very basic but very important topic, which is if you choose to go with an interchangeable lens camera, should you go with a DSLR or a digital single lens reflex camera, or a mirrorless camera, and what are the differences? DSLR cameras use the same design as the 35mm cameras from the past. One example of these is the Nikon D3500. There's a mirror inside the camera body that reflects the light coming in through the lens up into a prism, and in turn into the viewfinder for you to see what you're framing up in your shot. When you press the shutter button, the mirror flips up, a shutter opens, and the light hits the image sensor, which in turn captures the final image. Let's take a look at a diagram that shows the inner workings of a DSLR camera. Part number 1 here is going to be your lens. That will be attached to the front of your DSLR camera, and as we learned in our last I video, wasn't sure. can be changed out as needed to fit your requirements for the shot you're trying to get. Part number 2 is the reflex mirror. This is the mirror that the light hits as it enters through the lens. From there, we're going to skip to
It's the
part number
learning curve
7,
we
which
all
is the
go through.
pentaprism. This prism is the
Absolutely.
part that reflects the light into piece number 8, which is the eyepiece or the viewfinder. Some of these
really do know
eyepieces
your
you'll
stuff,
physically
don't you?
put your eye up to
Cool.
view the
I try.
image, and then there are some LCD screen viewfinders which allow you to preview your image without taking your eyes off of things around you. In between, you have parts 5 and 6, which are the focusing screen and the condenser lens. These two parts work to help you view the image in your viewfinder. The focusing screen helps you see your preview in focus, and the condenser lens focuses the light to a more direct beam to intensify the view in your viewfinder. Now that you've composed your image and you're ready to take the shot, when you press the shutter button, that mirror, part number 2, flips up out of the way, so now the light can aim directly back into the camera. At the same time, the shutter, part number 3, opens up for as long as your camera shutter speed is set to, and while it's opened, the light finally hits part number 4, the image sensor. This is where the sensor collects the light and processes what it's seeing as an actual image onto your memory card. So now, let's discuss what a mirrorless camera is. An example of one is the Sony a6100. In a mirrorless camera, light enters through the lens and goes directly onto your image sensor. This captures a preview of the image to display on your rear LCD viewfinder or through the EVF, or electronic viewfinder. As you can see here, there are a lot less components to a mirrorless camera than there are in a DSLR. Also, the electronic viewfinder on a mirrorless camera is similar to seeing things on a TV screen, like a movie. It allows you to actually see how the changes you make to things such as shutter speed and aperture on the fly will affect your image. On a DSLR, you have to adjust your settings, take the picture, and hope your image comes out the way you want. Otherwise, you have to make some more changes, take the picture again, and then see how it came out with those changes. On a mirrorless camera, it takes that guesswork or science out of it. When it comes to the size and weight of both types of cameras, DSLRs tend to be somewhat larger as they need to fit more moving parts inside. As such, DSLRs also tend to be slightly heavier. Mirrorless cameras have a simpler, smaller construction and generally are lighter and will fit better in a camera bag with the rest of your gear. Until recently, DSLR cameras have been superior in their autofocus and low light shooting qualities. However, mirrorless cameras have really come a long way. While nowadays most mirrorless cameras have faster autofocus speeds, Some DSLRs still remain superior when it comes to autofocusing on fast-moving subjects, such as sports or wildlife. Both cameras can shoot at very fast shutter speeds and capture images quickly, but mirrorless cameras have the edge when it comes to snapping multiple photos in quick succession. Not in all cases, of course. There are high and low ends to both types of cameras, but as a general rule, mirrorless cameras will be better for shooting faster-moving subjects. This isn't really a very long video today. There's really not a whole lot to say about DSLR versus mirrorless. I kind of wanted to give you the basics about the differences between the two, but at the end of the day, it comes down to a personal preference for which one you go with. There's pros and cons to both. Some people like the bigger feel of a DSLR. It fits in their hand better, and it's just more what they're used to. Some people with smaller hands tend to like the mirrorless cameras better because they aren't as bulky. They're a little bit lighter. They're generally faster and quieter as well. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to a personal preference. Before you choose one, make sure that you get a hands-on feel for it, because the type of camera you choose is very personal. And if you're not comfortable with the camera that you choose, then photography is going to be more of a chore than something enjoyable. I myself happen to shoot with both. I have a DSLR and a mirrorless camera. I really do like both, and I choose which one I'm going to use based on the lens that I'm going to use. Because some lenses are bigger and heavier, and I don't want to pair those with a DSLR that's also going to be bigger and heavier. I want to slim down as much as possible and use the mirrorless for that. I hope I was able to give you some good insight into the different types of interchangeable lens cameras, DSLRs and mirrorless. With this information, I hope you choose the camera that fits your needs the best, and that's about all I have for you today. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up down below, and if you like my content between the photography tutorial videos and my gaming streams, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, share it with all your friends, and also comment down below. I really do like taking all the comments into consideration to get your feedback to try to make these videos better and more enjoyable for you.
That was a great video. Again, just a couple of minutes of my time and some open ears, and it's amazing how much you can learn from someone who knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun for me. I love teaching people about photography. I love to explain the differences and how the different equipment will get the results that they're looking for, that sort of thing. And it's definitely just fun for me.
Yeah, well, when I'm ready for mine, I'll be sticking quite a few bugs in your ear.
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, okay. Well, I've got a couple of more questions I'd like to get onto, and then we'll see what we've got from the chat. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 2020 has been a pretty difficult year for all of us. I'm sure you would agree.
Absolutely.
How has it impacted you?
It's definitely been interesting. Like I said, with work, things have changed so much at work that I've definitely taken on a different role in the store that I'm in. I wanted to go back to operations where I used to be in the store. It's the sales aspect of things has changed so much that I'm not really selling cameras anymore. It got to the point where I'm mostly selling pretty much everything in the store. And while I don't mind it every once in a while, I don't have a passion for selling other products like I do with photography products. So for me, it definitely changed the way I look at work and my role at work. And then as far as other things go, I mean, my great grandmother passed away back in March, right after the whole, lockdown and quarantine started. And it was so weird how even just her funeral changed. There's just so much that is, has changed in my own personal life, let alone for so many other people as well.
And if there was one message or one thought that you would like to share with the community, what would it be?
In regards to the virus, or
In regards to, well, anything.
um,
Just something that you'd like to share.
I would just want people to treat others better. I I feel like there's so much hate and there's so much negativity, and people are always looking for something to, have a gotcha moment on somebody else where, they can say, hey, got you on this, or, you didn't do this, or just anything like that. And we really just need to be kinder to everybody. It's a hell of a year for not just myself, but for everybody. And nobody needs negativity in their life right now.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I really couldn't. Aimee, do we have anything else in the chat for Sci?
I actually do. On a light note, it's a funny question. Theo Fun Guy says, silly question. Everyone has a pretty decent cam on their phone. Some even have 4K. So why are alien pictures still so bad? Where's the HD Sasquatch vid?
Where's that goose?
Oh, geez. That's funny. That is actually pretty funny. It's true. I mean, I don't know. I think the aliens must have some kind of interference with the cameras. I think that's what it is. Because everything is fine until you go to take one of their pictures, and then it's just so, poor quality. So it must be some kind of alien interference system.
It must be.
Sounds like a good explanation to me.
Exactly, right? I mean, I'm sure they have alien technology, so there's, it's like what do you call it? Like an EMP.
Yeah, exactly. Reptilian skin is too shiny to take a good picture.
Exactly.
All those shape-shifting lizards out there, they can do a lot.
No kidding.
True.
No kidding. Do we have anything else?
No, that was it. Thanks.
Cool. Well, that's about all the questions I have. So I thought maybe, well, no, actually, I do have one more question. If you had the power to utterly erase one channel from YouTube, what channel would it be?
Oh man. Only one? That's a tough one. Uh, it would be a tie between two, really. And the number one, I think, is going to go to Sleeping Warrior.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just the blatant stupidity that comes from him is just it's painful, and I don't want to subject anybody else to that pain ever. So if we could just get rid of his channel, that would be the one I would pick.
Cool. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. I choose Nathan Oakley myself.
That was second on my list.
I had a feeling it would be, I
Yep.
had a feeling it would be. But yeah, you're right. Riley, he's got to go.
Oh, yep,
He's gotta go.
definitely.
He's become too much of a piss bottle prince,
Definitely.
Unbelievable. What an idiot. Okay, so I think we can kind of wrap things up, and to do so, I've got my famous list of 10 quick-fire questions. Give people a little bit of an insight into SciStrikeling and what she's all about. So, are you ready?
Sounds good.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, photography or science?
Photography.
I thought you would say that. In the genre of scary movies, The Exorcist or Carrie?
Carrie.
Okay, in general, sci-fi, comedy, or drama?
Comedy, definitely. No drama.
Cool. And this next one you've kind of already answered, stills or video?
Stills, definitely.
And I noticed that you always like to share the meals that you enjoy, so mac and cheese or tuna casserole?
Oh, mac and cheese for sure.
Okay. Rock, blues, or pop?
Rock.
Cool.
That was a tough one.
Beer, wine, or soda?
Soda. I haven't had any alcohol ever.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
Just
Well,
not something that interests me.
Yeah, well, I used to, but I haven't. I've been on the wagon for 30 years. So,
Nice.
yeah, soda for me too. Okay. Living or dead, person you would most like to meet if you could?
Abraham Lincoln.
Ooh, interesting choice. May I ask why?
I just feel like the insight from his mind, he had a lot of good ideas, and to be able to just pick his brain about, different topics that are going on currently, with, segregate or not segregation as much as like racism and stuff like that. I think it would definitely be interesting to pick his mind.
Cool, cool. And the person you would most avoid meeting?
Oh, geez. I think it would be Hitler. I can do
Ooh,
without.
wow. That's the first time I've heard somebody come up with that one. But I would agree. I would agree for sure. Okay, and the last one. Top three things on your bucket list.
I want to take a trip on safari in Africa. That's number one. Number two is just to travel internationally. I haven't really traveled much in my life, and I would love to.
Cool.
And number
Come visit me in
three,
Vietnam.
yes, exactly. And number three, I mean that's a tough one, but I think it would just come down to uh, having my work be more popular, my photography be more popular, and people to just enjoy my work.
Hmm. That's awesome. Those are some great things. Definitely worth chasing. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean the
All right.
photography, it's going on safari is one of my, it's my top number one thing on my bucket list. I think that would be
Yeah.
amazing to get a chance to do.
Oh, yeah. The photography you could get from that would be
Yeah.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely. And you can tell it really is your passion. So it's something you really should chase.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I've had a real good time having you on. It's been great talking to you and finding out a little bit more about SciStrikeling and what she's all about. And everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, please head on over to SciStrikely's channel, give her a sub, give her a like, uh, take a look at her stuff. She does some great work, and I'm sure you will enjoy the visit. And with that, Aimee, do we have any last minute items in the side chat we need to take care of?
Nope, we don't have anything in the side chat, but I just wanted to say we love working with Sai and we think she's wonderful. Everybody, please do go and sub to her. She's amazing. Plus, there's always a movie night, so make sure you watch that too.
And she's a co-host with you on the Uncalled For, is she not?
Absolutely, and we love having her on there. She's wonderful.
What's
Thank
up
you
next?
guys.
What's up next with the Uncalled For?
Well, this weekend we're doing climate change. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to have some interesting things to come up with.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing some research on that after I finish
Cool.
researching on what I'm doing right now. So this will be fun.
Cool. Cool. I'm sure SciStrikeling is going to have a lot of good stuff to say about climate change.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And Colin, any last minute takes on today's show?
Well,
Like to share?
considering no, this isn't about me today. This is about Sai. Happy birthday, Sai. Yeah, we've had some little technical issues, but nothing we can't get through. So, like again, happy birthday, and I hope you have a fantastic day today. And I hope Sean
Absolutely.
looks after you very much.
Thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Been great having you on, Sai. Happy birthday. Have a fantastic day. I'm sure Sean's got something special cooked up for you. So I hope you enjoy that a whole bunch. And to everyone in the chat, thank you for coming out tonight. It's always great to see you all. Next week, we've got a great show lined up for us. Not going to say anything yet, but just watch this space. I think you're going to love next week's show. Other than that, if you'd like to support the Mega Mirror or the Pain of Progress, you can do so on my channel at Steaming Cup of Reason. Maybe consider joining my Patreon or making a donation through my PayPal Me. It all goes to help make this show possible and improve the quality of what we're doing. Any help would be appreciated. You can also sub and subscribe to the EiE Network, where you can see the same content live every week. So Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Sci, for being with us. And we'll see you again on the next Mega Mirror Live.